I got to be honest. I contemplated staying up for the second game and watching Texans Seahawks. I thought about doing a video after Lions-Buccaneers and just kind of hitting on this game tomorrow morning. I made the wrong decision. Welcome into Verts. My name is Harrison Graham. But hey, this is why you subscribe, because I'm a sicko and I'm staying up past 1 o'clock in the morning watching or making me want to gouge my eyes out watching the Houston Texans play offensive football. What a disgraceful showing that was from their offense. We got Seahawks-Texans reaction, Lions-Bucs, really good performance from Detroit tonight. But if you want to support the program, please do subscribe. Not a lot of channels staying up until 1 o'clock in the morning for Monday Night Football doubleheader reaction. All right, Seahawks 27, Texans 19 in a game that Seattle probably should have won by 25 points. I mean, seriously. The Texans defense, I mean, it was inspiring watching them until the end. They created 4 turnovers. They kept getting stops, and they gave C.J. Stroud, Nick Caley, the offensive coordinator in that Texans offense, about what felt like 50 chances to get back into the game. And technically, they did cut it to 8 with just over 2 minutes to go. And then, kind of like the Bears did in week 1, the Texans didn't kick it out of bounds. They kicked it into the end zone, but Seattle smartly brought it out, and the 2-minute warning hit, and that essentially ended the game. So bad management there by D'Amico Ryans, but this Houston offense is absolutely atrocious. The arrogance by Nick Caserio this offseason to trade Laramie Tunsil and to have no plan to fix this offensive line. This O-line was bad with Laramie Tunsil last year. I get it. He didn't have a great year with penalties and wasn't his best year in general. You want to trade him and get some assets for it. Okay. You better have a plan to fix that offensive line, though. And you draft Ariante Ursery in the second round, who I think has a chance to be a good player, but he's clearly not ready right now. Titus Howard, let's just play him at right tackle. That'll work. He sucks. The interior offensive line is atrocious. They get no push. And what is Nick Caley doing on short yardage all night? 3rd, 4th, and 1, a key sequence in the middle of the game. He's hammering halfback dive right into the teeth of the Seahawks defense. And Riddick and Orlovsky on the broadcast are saying, Nick, all 5 Seattle defensive linemen are in the backfield. You can't run dive 2 plays in a row. And then he did it again on the goal line, got away with it because of a false start. Doesn't matter. Stroud throws incomplete on 4th down. Nick Caley is horrible. The offensive line is atrocious. C.J. Stroud is not blameless at all in this. He can't make simple throws when protection does hold up. It's just bad, man. It's just really, really bad. C.J. Stroud tonight, 23 of 49, 229 yards, a touchdown, a pick. When protection does hold up, he's missing throws. When he does make a good throw, the coverage is tight or the receiver doesn't make a play. When you don't even get a chance to get the play off because the offensive line can't block. Nick Caley can't can't do a smart play call. I mean, this offense is broken. It's regressed. You know, Bobby Slowick was the sacrificial lamb, if you will, last offseason. Yeah, let's get rid of Slowick. Let's bring in Nick Caley. That'll fix it. This offense is worse. They get rid of their only good offensive lineman. No plan to fix it. Caserio, horrible job on that front. Bad choice on Nick Caley. And the Texans defense just keeps coming and coming and coming. And it doesn't matter. It does not matter because the offense that Houston is deploying every week is just atrocious. It is absolutely atrocious. I mean, Sam Darnold had a average at best night. I would say below average when you factor in how egregious both turnovers were. He fumbled in the end zone that Will Anderson recovered for a touchdown. He threw an awful pick up 15 midway through the 4th quarter when it's like, why are you even throwing the ball? Houston can't move the ball. You might as well just hand the ball off 3 times and punt. You're like, Kubiak, what are you doing? Kubiak's calling double reverse passes in the first half with Cooper Kupp when you're driving straight down the field. I mean, Seattle offensively gave Houston a billion chances, and the Texans defense gave their offense a billion chances, and they just got no answers. 56-yard rushing on 17 carries. I mean, this Texans offense stinks, man. Stroud's not confident. He's got happy feet in the pocket, mostly understandably so because of the O-line, but still, again, there are plays when the pocket's clean, receivers are open, and he's just airmailing them. It's a disaster, man. It's got to be a bottom 5 offense in football. Other than the Jets and the Titans and maybe the Dolphins. I mean, is this the worst offense in the league? It's up there, man. It is one of the worst. And look, if you're Seattle, you'll take it. A win's a win. Lot to clean up. You love wins like that when you kind of just don't play that well. The offense, I mean, Darnold said it after the game on the field. It's like, we got way too sloppy in the second half. I mean, I tweeted it out. Seattle should have been up 30 points in this game. If they just played clean, smart football, they win that game, I don't know, 45-10. It was a complete bludgeoning that somehow resulted in an 8-point loss. But just a disaster for Houston tonight. They're 2-4. I don't see how they have any shot at the playoffs this year. AFC's not great, but I mean they're behind the Colts and the Jags in their own division. They're behind the top 3 teams in the AFC West. They're behind the Steelers. They're behind the Bengals. It's just, I don't know. This feels like a team that this offseason is going to have major decisions to make with personnel. I mean, CJ Stroud will be entering year 4. Who would have thought after his rookie year, not only would you maybe not be extending him after year 3, do you pick up the 5th-year option if he keeps playing like this? If he plays like this the rest of the season, I don't know how you can. I mean, clearly it's in there somewhere, but that was bad tonight. And it for the better part of the last year and a half, it's been more negative than positive with CJ Stroud. We're getting further and further away from that stellar rookie year. So clock's not humming for him, but if he wants to get that $55 million or whatever, he's got to, if you ask me, season ends today, definitely not extending him, and I'd think long and hard about a 5th-year option. I would consider not taking it and forcing him to play well next year. I don't know. Doesn't look good. We'll talk about Bucs Lions in a second, but do want to tell you guys about our awesome sponsor, PrizePicks. Daily fantasy made easy at prizepicks.com/CLNS. You and I make decisions every day, but being right on PrizePicks can get you paid. Don't miss any of the action this season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. Hit a nice little 3-player lineup tonight. Kind of got bailed out. Mike Evans left in the first half, so I got the injury insurance with PrizePicks. That's an awesome feature they have. If you have a player that gets injured in the first half of a game and does not return, they won't hold that against you. So, if you're like me and you took more on Mike Evans' receiving yards, that's okay. They're not going to count that against you. So, went from a 4-player to a 3-player lineup, was able to cash in, got back on the saddle after missing a few lineups in a row this weekend. The way PrizePicks works is simple. You pick more or less on stat projections for 2 to 6-player lineups. And if you hit, win money, you're talking passing yards, receiving yards, rushing yards, touchdowns, fantasy scores, sacks, field goals, points, rebounds, assists, and basketball, which returns tomorrow night. Baseball playoffs still ongoing. Hits, strikeouts, home runs, all kinds of stats available, all kinds of sports available. 2 to 6-player lineups. Pick more, pick less. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use our code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. That link is in the description and comments of this video. Okay, Lions 24, Buccaneers 9. Did not expect a low-scoring affair here because the Bucs defense has been a little up and down this year, but more than that, the Lions secondary was decimated going into tonight, and they had more guys go down tonight. I mean, what a performance from Kelvin Shepard's crew. I think maybe the most under-talked about storyline through the first month and a half of the NFL season. Kelvin Shepard, who Dan Campbell promoted when Aaron Glenn left to take the Jets job to be his new defensive coordinator, had never been a defensive play caller before. He's been awesome. Their defense is better than it was last year. Now, last year they had a ton of injuries. They're having some right now too, but they're better this year. And, my prediction for the Lions coming into this year is I thought the defense would be better because of health, and I thought the offense would be slightly worse. And I think it's played out that way. The offense is still very good, but Jared Goff hasn't been quite as sharp. And the defense has been better, but they've also had injuries this year. Kelvin Shepard feels like a better defensive play caller than Aaron Glenn to me. He's much more aggressive. He changes up his looks more, mixes in man and zone. They're down to like their fifth, sixth corners tonight. Arthur Maulet's making plays. At one point, you thought Trey Flowers was going to have to go in there. Impressive, man. Baker Mayfield, 28 for 50 tonight. He was, a top 3 MVP candidate coming into this game, and the Lions had him in jail. Now, he was also just airmailing balls. He did not have a good night with his accuracy, Mike Evans goes down early, broken collarbone, going to miss most of the season, so his 1,000-yard streak of 11 straight years is going to come to an end. There is hope and optimism that he could return late in the year, before the playoffs, and Tampa is a heavy favorite in the NFC South, so that is a positive, but they've been decimated at receiver. Evans is now out for an extended period. Chris Godwin's been out. Jalen McMillan's been out. Igbuka left last week, did return tonight. Didn't quite look like himself, but hopefully he can stay healthy. Tez Johnson's making plays. I'll tell you what, long term, they've got a nice little number 3 receiver in Tez Johnson. I think long term, Igbuka, insert second receiver, Tez Johnson. That's their trio. I don't know who that second guy is going to be. Maybe in the short term, you keep Mike Evans on a 1 or 2 year deal. I think he's a free agent after this year. You would think he would re-up with Tampa. He loves playing there, but they just got to, kind of hold it down the next few months until Evans can come back into the fold. But I thought Mayfield just struggled tonight and did not take advantage of a Lions depleted secondary. But again, the backups played well. They were really, really good for Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, monster game. He's so good. 17 carries, 136 yards, 8 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns. Had 82 yards receiving on 3 catches. Dan Campbell said they wanted to run David Montgomery more this week. When Jahmyr's averaging 8 yards per carry and Montgomery's averaging 1.6, you're going to feed the hot hand there, to say the least. So he was good. Goff was solid, 20 of 29, 241, a touchdown, did throw 1 pick. Didn't play great, took 4 sacks, but did well enough with how good Detroit's defense played in this game. St. Brown, 86 and a touchdown as well. But I thought a missed opportunity from Tampa. If they could go into Detroit, again, tough spot. I get it. They were a 6-point dog, but with how injured the Lions secondary was, I thought they could steal this game, and they got worked. They got completely worked. So, excuse me. Normally I'd apologize for yawning, but it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and Nick Caley and C.J. Stroud are putting me to sleep. So don't hold it against me. But nice win for Detroit. Nice win for Seattle, even if that one was kind of ugly. Never going to apologize for winning in the NFL, especially in prime time. It's a fun year, man. Parity. Who are the good teams? Feels like there's not a lot of great teams and there's not a lot of horrible teams. There's about 3 or 5 really bad teams. There's about 3 or 5 really good teams. I'd say there's another half dozen good teams, a handful of teams that we don't really know if they're good or bad, and then there's a bunch of teams that are average to below average, but like at least they're feisty and competitive. It's a fun year. Fun year. It kind of this is how you know it's an interesting year. The Chiefs are 4-3, and everybody kind of agrees, yeah, they're the team to beat, and they're 4-3. That's how you know it's kind of a funky year in the NFL. So going to be fun and interesting to see how it all ends up playing out over the next couple of months. If you want to support the show, hit that subscribe button. Trade season is here 2 weeks from today. It's Tuesday, technically, but if you're watching this in the morning, 2 weeks, trade deadline comes and goes. So we'll continue to monitor the trade circuit. Might see some moves tomorrow now that Week 7's in the books. Teams like making trades early in the week so they can play the following week, this upcoming Sunday and Monday. So don't be shocked if there's a couple moves tomorrow. A lot of injuries popping up across the league, too. That could lead to some action. So be on the lookout for that. We'll have it all covered. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace.